There is a lot to talk about in the new trailer for Season 3, so let's see if we can get into some of the stuff I noticed while watching the trailer and breaking down some of the individual clips. Here we go! I see Angel logo, which presents a nice touch to the overall atmosphere. In this scene, it's either night or a really heavy blizzard, probably both, and Nia is out in it, holding a lantern, probably from Chimera. She has a nice new outfit, which looks really snug in the cold weather. Also, I'm spotting some northern lights dancing in the sky behind her. So pretty. In the next clip, we see what seems like an extended scene of Kalmar being put in a cell on the Foods. We saw a scene similar to this one in the teaser of April or August. I can't recall. But it flashed really quickly and we didn't get to see too much moving detail. This is actually a considerably large difference to the books because, well, Tink wasn't exactly held there for very long. Spoilers! Oh, and at long last, we finally get to hear the new voice actor for our little feisty royal.
I've got to get out of here.
It's not much, really, but it sounds great. Wait, am I the only one who thinks this sounds almost just like Griffin? Something small I realized upon inspection is that this skinny guy is actually a very different Fang than the one who just locked Tink up. So that reveals that these probably are really separate clips from one another. I'm guessing that this may be after Tink has been there for a good set of moments, enough to think over his life decisions. Marley climbs a tree to get a view of the logo. Bet she didn't expect to find something like that in these mountains. Quick Mog Barak shot. Hope I said that right. And then Janner comes into view, sitting with Marley in a cave they probably got in for shelter. He seems to have his outfit still from Dugtown, and so does Marley. So that means they haven't got any coats yet, and this scene is probably not taking place long after they're setting off. Can we take a moment to appreciate how tough Marley is with a sleeveless shirt in this cold? Brr. Also, Janner's voice has matured considerably.
It's my one job in the world to protect him.
Gammon watches from a distance a little mysteriously. Switching to a shot of Nia, Poto, Oscar, and Lily trekking across a ridge on their way to Chimera. Nia reinstates her distress about her sons. Absolutely heartbreaking. And Poto does his best to reassure her. Oh, and Oscar has literally the coolest hat of all time up there inside. Later, as they finally reach the ice prairies, Chimerians appear from behind them, escorting them into the warmth of the under-ice town. The entrance is opened with an interesting tapping of this spear ant, as sort of a signal of secrecy. Talk about Morse code being outdated. Lights. An impressive view of Chimera Street, not heavily populated but fairly bustling. It appears as though the family is walking on a sort of sled boggin trail with the vague tracks we can see here. Lanterns hang from the cold ceiling and lights fill the caverns. It also appears as though there are houses to each side tunneling into the ice, reinforced by wood beams and shingles even. Let's hope they all have cozy fires to keep them warm. Expressions of wonder from the Igubis as they take in the sights. Oh, and look at Lily's. It's a bundle of preciousness. A brief view of their escorts' faces from the side, and what seems like a blacksmith in the foreground. Even more stunning of a sight, here we can see the houses from a more level view. This one has an upper level even. The gables on the next one seem to have converged on a dragon-shaped face, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. To the side there are some drooping icicles, and a cabin that appears to have some stairs. There are also some people hanging out some tasty fish to its left, and hay in a contained area below the loft. Are these for the Chortneys? Do Chortneys eat hay? the leader of Chimera, who has just been introduced as a new addition to the show. She has a very grandma-like design and reminds me of an Eskimo. I wouldn't be surprised if she was witness to the building of Chimera, or was possibly even the founder. Nia watches from a crowd of Chimerians as Poto sings a ballad with a newfound, or old-found, friend. I like this guy's hat, by the way. Nia has a noticeable new dress, which has a deep, pleasant green scheme, and also braids in her hair, which really complements the new look. Not to mention her smile could literally sweeten up a sea dragon. Those guys might be sipping some bibes or cider to warm up those bones. The cafeteria or eating hall, apparently. It looks like a shield or some tapestry is hanging on the wall over there. And I also spotted Janner here beside Lily, going to fill that stomach and trying to forget Mr. Plot. It's a vivid scene, and many Chimerians are seated at the tables. Fang designs on the pillar? Looks like some tasty food here, though. Nia in her new outfit again. And cutting to an already quite petrifying shot of some Fang. Very much ironic because of Nia's line surrounding Crack on his fancy little seat. It's really far too big for him. The stonekeeper Amara emerges from the murk ominously and steps into the room. There's nothing exceptional about this room, but it is quite dimly lighted despite the candles, and has a few paths branching away from the main hall here. It's a little bit of a mystery as to what Crack refers to in this particular line. At first I thought it could have been the stone itself, but I feel like Amara has had this for quite some time, so that quote would be in itself really out of place. My thought is that it could be Artham, who is actually quite revered by some of these baddies. I mean, why wouldn't they? A Fang is melted and steps out in victory, being cheered on by its fellow lizards. This chamber gives off a super eerie glow and looks about as foreboding as they come. That red light is so creepy. The camera files out from Tink, sort of shrinking in the stonekeeper's hand in a bone-chilling scene here. I'm unsure if this is just for the trailer or is actually showing 2 points of view at once. A possible theory could be that this is actually when she reaches out her hand to Tink later on as a shot we don't see in its proper place, and he is simply like a tiny hologram here for cinematic purposes solely. Right now it's unclear, but still quite scary. While we see next an excerpt that seems like it could be from the first book, maybe? It shows a bizarre illustration of a boy or a girl holding a scroll while speaking into the air. Spoiler alert, but this brought my thought process immediately to the Fane of Fire, which appears later on in the books as a secret cave that can only be opened by a Limner, Song Maiden, and Shaper. Could this illustration be referring to one of these? If I was to guess, this looks like a Limner to me. It's a weird shot, but cool nonetheless. Janner drawing his sword dramatically, looking a little wary or nervous, I can't tell. We also get to see his ice prairie coat a little better, which looks really snug on him. The stonekeeper finishes her line most chillingly, and Pete perks up upon hearing it. I hope he wasn't expecting pancakes for breakfast. Timber looms over Crack like a giant, considerably larger than him, probably squashing his ego in half. Would not be exactly crazy to meet this Goliath. Gammon, training somewhere in Chimera, giving a scarecrow thing a good whopping with his blade. Marley peeking in what I would assume is a bombable hole. Look at that defiant look still in her sleeveless outfit, even though there's snow behind her. This Strander's got grit. Finally has a coat. Another spotlight on Marley, closing up on her face in a really cool transition. She is actually in Chimera during this flashback, as you can see familiar lights behind her, and a new outfit on her shoulders that just screams Chimera. Mysterious yellow eyes in the woods, intensifying suspense. More than likely a gray fang going off from the next shot. Those eyes glint like lanterns. Hello, Curly, Larry, and Mo. Abominable, who does not appear very happy at all to see trespassers in its kitchen. Gammon, Marley, and Janner taking flight over the snow. A very temporary frame of a gray approaching from the dark. Its eyes, though, not unnerving at all. A very knowing smirk on Gammon's face right before he lets off the cart lever on the toboggan, and they have a fun sneak buzzer chase down that hill. It looks like they also disturbed a gambloat herd because Marley is suddenly snagged from the boggin and rides it like a horse, launching herself from the back of it just in time to grab a tree limb and fling herself back onto the boggin. Ow? More like the coolest thing ever. Gammon, don't egg her on. Swiftly we turn to the prairies, where it seems like the Grey Fangs are beginning to stage their attack on Chimera. There seems to be an interesting symbol on Timber's cloak that I didn't notice before. Is it Nag's emblem? Or perhaps the stonekeeper's? Admittedly, it could just be that because of its center shape appearing convincingly like Amra's hood, but I have no idea. I probably just missed this from being in previous seasons too. Do tell me if I did. Because it's possible this might be somewhere on Crack's cloak as well. They certainly are raising a howl. And here it comes. The heartbreaking sequence that changes it all. The hand scene here is precisely as I imagined it, but oh my goodness does it still stir my emotions. And look at his face, poor little child. I can see the pain in his eyes, and judging from the teasing we've seen concerning what's going to happen to him while he's captured, I feel like he's not going to try to run this time. Janner's cry for Nia is so literally gut-wrenching here as they reunite on the snow. He sounds so tired. Nia opens an endearing sketchbook, probably left by Esben, in the comfort of Chimera. Some daggerfish and other water-faring beasts are framed on the wall, as well as a stranger on her right side. It could also theoretically be Tink's sketchbook, but I'm unsure. His family pictures is so sweet and wholesome though, it's literally perfection. Janner reunites with the family, looking incredibly happy. I think Lily is glad to see him back. He gives a bear hug to his grandpa, and we can see that Marley isn't much for this kind of thing herself. It is interesting to see her full Chimerian outfit though. A brave ride of the Chortneys as they charge into battle. It looks like the Eskimo grandma is riding on front, leading her people into the fray. We can already tell this is going to be cinema. An unexpected Grey Fang's face is planted into the snow by a falling foot of a Chortney. And Podo fends off a lunging fang as it tries to attack the boggin in the ice tunnel. In the book, the fangs didn't catch up to them until they arrived at safety. Spoilers again. But here, it seems like they somehow followed a little bit too closely for comfort after them. Great squishy squeeblins. And the mark that was also along Timber's cloak pops up yet again, this time on the shoulder armor of this fang. This guy better hang on for a roller coaster. The steerman of the boggin who puts a pedal to the metal. Can we literally just take the time to appreciate how cool this shot is? The team did absolute wonders. Okay, a scene of considerable importance actually. Lily is being seen on a frozen ice field in Chimera here, riding on a sled pulled by a Chortney. At first I literally thought that she was hurling an explosive because these scenes blended together so convincingly, but it actually is a game of Zibzee. just with additional rides, which I find super cool. Home run! A menacing shot of Timber, this time his lips pulled back in to reveal a snarl. He has a scar on his other eye that is barely visible unless you take a closer look, like, well, this scene does for you. And just next, Nia and Lily are surrounded in the battle. Nia looks extremely desperate to protect her girl from the oncoming Fang. Yet another boggin shot, Janner cutting down a snake buzzard flying after them. Because we all know he's not really the best at arrows. Florid Man flies in. Florid Man presents a leg to the chin. Florid Man makes Fang rethink his authority. Looks like the Fang fighter isn't the only one flying today. He gonna be okay? Look at the stonekeeper's face. She clearly is shocked and terrified of this sudden impudence on Artham's part. The formerly stuttering man known as Pete is gone, and Artham absolutely shines in this part, and so does his wings. He looks almost precisely as he does in the book, besides having no irises on the wings, which appear to resemble a hawk as they spread out. I wonder who's in that box yonder. Maybe Artham might give that some attention after he makes a speech. The transformation is amazing, and can certainly not be suited as underwhelming after so much time waiting. I'm so really excited to see him in action. The countdown continues till the day all our dreams come true. Until next time, thanks for watching. It's going to be absolutely wild if I can do this for Season 4's trailer as well, coming next year. Take care and God bless. Keep that hype alive.